Hello, fans, followers. Thank you for stopping by, stepping in, sticking around. We are continuing on City Skylines. This is a game with multiple city building options from industry to residential and commercial and everything in between. You manage all kinds of expenses and budgets and calamities and disasters, and you do your best for what's best for your city to survive. You can also do other weird stuff, which eventually I will try to do in the future. Unusual builds that I've seen on YouTube. I've got my own ideas that are developing. So again, like, subscribe, and follow for more content, as you will certainly enjoy this series and this game. Thanks again for stopping by, stepping in, sticking around. Enjoy City Skylines. Hello, fans, followers. Thank you for stopping by, stepping in, sticking around. We're back on Las Palmas today with City Skylines. We're going to continue with, I believe, Tiny Town. I think we got through Worthy Village in the last episode. So go quickly mull over some of these policies. And with Worthy Village, we went over districts and policies with the second loan, district specializations. I also showed you the emergency services and fire station, as well as the police department. And then I touched base. I basically briefly explained new industry specializations with forest and agriculture, but I haven't done anything with those. Today I'm going to go over the generic industry and build a small forest or agriculture probably with one of those. And I also showed you placing a firehouse and a police station. Keep in mind when you place those on a median high roadway, whether it be a 4-lane, even a 2-lane roadway, if there's a median in the middle, the vehicles leaving the service stations, this is good for any service station out there, city services, not just the emergency services. But when the vehicle leaves, they will mind the direction of traffic according to the median, so they will not turn against the median. They will not go over the median to go the opposite direction. And of course, they will not go the wrong way as well. You might see that in real life, but this is a video game, and it's got to go with specific programming parameters, so that's not included. You won't see emergency services going against traffic or over the median. So keep that in mind when you're placing those emergency districts, buildings. Oh, wait, I didn't want to close that. I just wanted to change the window. So with Tiny Town, which we unlocked in the last video, but we haven't gone over anything, today we're going to try to cover park areas, industry areas, landscaping, event policies, park policies, as well as the new services of leisures. We are not going to cover industry areas, the DLC, that's DLC based, but we are going to cover the industry areas with the generic industries. And then I might show some of the level 2 buildings. I probably won't build any of those. One of those being a football stadium. I might put a football stadium at a high school. We've got some of these policies I went over. I've read all of that to you guys already. Most of those, or half of those at least, are part of DLC, so they won't even be concerned. But some of those are still with the regular general. Some of these roads are available, as well as the pathways. Very few of the pathways, but some of these roads are available with the vanilla version. So we'll go over how I use some of those, but not all of them will be covered. Some or most of these canals, I think in the last video I watched myself say that the canals were with the green cities. I don't think any of the canals came with green cities, actually. So I think most of the canal stuff that you'll see will be available with Tiny Town. I might try to show building one canal, but there's a lot of stuff you can do with the canal, as well as caves and flood walls and stuff like that. So if you guys see my screen continue going up and down, it's not necessarily me, it's my controller. I changed controllers because my other controller got worse with the joystick. The left joystick got really bad, so my map was constantly moving all over the place. So I don't know what it is with the Xbox controllers, but I guess through wear and tear, they can be cumbersome with the lack of sensitivity control. So this one I opted for this controller, and hopefully it will last me through this video because it's just kind of annoying. But with new fences, most of these fences are available with DLC, but there are a few basic fences you can get with the regular game. So I'll cover the few that, and I won't cover any of them, more than one. I'll just cover one, and I'll probably make a few fences along residential areas. But then new buildings, most of these or some of these are available with DLCs. Some of these are available with the regular game. So I'll cover some of those. I'll definitely, we've already got one high school. I'll probably place a second high school. I'm going to probably build a new residential zone, add more people, and continue growing. With the industry that I'm going to build, specialized industry that will help. Um, some of these, I believe the multi-story parking and um, all the parking lots come with either, because I remember having them with the game before I got any of the DLC, but I've heard people say it comes with the free version of the um, parks and plazas or something like that. So I'm not sure if it's DLC or not. I use those parking lots a lot. Um, some of those other plazas, the basketball court and the tennis court are available. I believe was the tennis court. I think it was already with Worthy Village. Basketball court comes with the tennis court right there with the regular game as well. So you'll see me probably place one or two of those. I did explain in the last game about pathways for the neighborhood, so I'll go ahead and show some of those and how my neighborhood kind of gets crazy. I'm gonna let the game continue, let some of these burglars and police, I think at the end of the last video you saw that some of them pop up. One of the last things I did and then paused and talked about a bunch of stuff was putting the emergency services down. So now that I have a police station down, where is my police station? Is they working? There he is. So you can always inspect your police station, see what they're doing. Um, I've got 9 cars in use out of 10, so if I want to increase my budget, and some of them, there's a red zone police call, but the rest of the police calls. So there's serious crimes still happening, but it's because of the slow delay of me not placing the police station right away. And of course, all the delays just because I'm talking to you guys a lot. So I'm not blaming it on you, just explaining that it's not because I'm not handling it. I usually handle most of the stuff much earlier. I don't wait till last minute normally to handle things. So it should be handled, and I'm sure it will. Let's go quickly into budget and increase the police capacity. They are at 100% already. What more do they want? I've got a decent budget, so let's go ahead and increase that to 110 for now. If I think about it later, I'm going to bring that back down. I'd say, guys, remind me, but of course you can't. My inside joke. It's not like you guys can talk back to me. Anyway, one of these days I'll figure out doing live. I tried doing live with a few other games in the past, and it was more complicated than I can fathom. So at the moment I don't do live, but in the future I might try to go back to doing live. And doing live on City Skylines would actually be kind of fun, but I gotta get more of a grasp and handle on it before I do that. So let's go talk pathways and walls. So with terrain, you can do all kinds of things. We'll get to the pathways and walls eventually, but with terrain, you can do all kinds of things. Say I want... That's a really steep... It's a really steep hill right there. So, and you know what? Let's go ahead and I've been saying it. I haven't seen any comments of anybody wanting to suggest which side to open, so I'm just going to go ahead and unlock the side here. With this, we're going to have no oil, but we are going to have some very little bit of ore, and a lot of farming, and a lot of trees. So this will be good for some of those industries if I decide to build. But I think this, because I'm going to try to build alongside the coastline, have some housing up the north side, and then will give me some unlimited, not unlimited, but it will open up my range of the coastline down below as well. And I might do shipping lanes or eventually. So let's just go ahead and open that one up. And with that open, now that we have expanded our coastline, first thing I like to usually do is I'll go in and I will separate my water supply. I'm not going to move that yet. I'm going to set up the new water supply up north where it's nice and fresh. Fresh water is always a good thing. So there's one down below, but I'm going to actually add two because with growth comes more demand. And I'm going to eventually delete the other water supply. And if you're in this home right here, you are getting the freshest possible water coming out of the water supply. Everybody else gets what's ever left. Okay, that was kind of silly. Anyway, I don't think it really matters. So, now that the water's... Oh, it's not set up because we don't have power. That would have been really bad if I assumed it was there. Remember when you're setting up new water supply to always make sure you have power to it. And later on, this opens up. I think this is a green DLC. If you have this available, I use this in the water. It gives you a little bit more power than the regular wind turbine, but the wind turbine will work for a few of those. And then come down and delete this bad boy. Again, my controller, my joystick, being a little... I have to go buy new controller soon. But with that, I'm also going to add one more drain. I would love to use this bad boy right here, the Eco Water, but that comes with green cities. And once again, I'm sticking only to vanilla, so we are not going to add that. We are going to actually expand this. Not that it makes a difference now. There's only 10 or 20 feet right there. 10 or 20 small tiles. But we are going to eventually add the water farther down. No time like the present to continue stretching that. Delete this, delete any more. Is there really going to be a problem with my power? Is it really? Alright, well let's move it. Move it, move it. Anytime you're trying to move something that you planted, come in and select the object, move over here, relocate building, and then anywhere you place that, it will just move to it, just like you're planting a new. And it's actually cheaper to relocate. I know I destroy a lot of roads. If you've got roads you don't like, upgrade them instead. Don't necessarily destroy them, especially if you're going to put a road where it's already at. Don't destroy the road, just replace the road. Just simply use the upgrade because it's cheaper. I do that a lot on accident. I'll destroy the road and I realize afterwards, oh, I could have upgraded that. But I'm telling you guys now, if you learn from my mistake, it'll save you money down the long run. But same thing with buildings. Don't just destroy a building. Oh, I don't want the firehouse here. Well, don't necessarily destroy the firehouse. Move the firehouse, like that wind turbine. I didn't want the wind turbine there. I didn't need it anymore because I moved around some of the water supply. But don't destroy the wind turbine. Just move it. It saves you. Because you're not actually rebuilding a new one, you're just simply moving what you already have. So anyway, going to what was I going to do? Oh, terrain. So let's say in the future I want to add something here. Each one of these contour lines, I believe, is 1 meter, and I'm not even European, but the universal language, I guess, is meters. So 1 meter. And then so that makes each of these solid white lines of the contour lines, the shaded gray or white, it's slightly more bright than the other lines. The one that the X is pretty much on top of right now. Or I will put, just to mark it so it's very clear, that line right there that the marker is on top of, that line is 10 from the same color line down here. I'm going to get the cursor that way. That line. 10 meters, 10 meters, 10 meters, 10 meters. Get the idea? 10 meters, 10 meters. So right there is, let me go back and double check. 10, 20, 30, 40. That's 50 meters high from the coastline. That's a really high drop if I wanted to bring somebody down here. So if I wanted to say reduce that because I want to put some harbors over here or whatever, it's going to be a huge cliff. Don't get me wrong, but you can dig into that, and it's going to cost money. So be careful how much you spend. So I'm not even digging in all the way. I'm just going to demonstrate right here because I mean I have 24,000, but I'm losing 1,000 right now, so I don't want to spend too much. But we'll put on soft strength. So notice the size to the left and the strength to the right. Size to the left is grayed out on the left, which means I'm at the smallest size. If I go to the middle, then the size of the cursor gets a little bit larger. Both of them are lit up, you know it's the middle. And then if I go to the right, the cursor gets much larger, and only the left is lit up and the right is faded out. Can't go any higher, which means I'm at the largest size. So that kind of gives you an indication. And if you look at the difference, the largest size I believe is 30 meters plus or minus. It fades out, but it almost looks like that shaded green is to the very top white line, where the bottom of the yellow green is almost to the white line at the bottom. So I believe that's 30 meters wide. So if that's the case, I'm assuming this is 20. No, it's not even 20. It's a little more than 10. I'd say 15. So 30 to 15, and then this obviously is not necessarily taking up the whole, but it looks like it's more than half. So 5 or 6 meters wide for the smallest one. Strength-wise is same thing with the size on the left, but strength-wise is up and down. So the bottom one right now is faded out, so I'm at the very lowest strength. And if I push up one, both are lit up, so that tells you just by glancing at it, you're at the middle strength. And notice the color of the cursor got more red in the middle and hardly any, almost no green, and then some white on the outside, yellow on the outside. And then if you go to the strongest, there's almost no yellow with more red. So when you do the strongest with the size, that's a huge gap that you're affecting, and it will change drastically. I'm not going to do it right now because it's going to cost a lot. It will change drastically the difference. So we'll come to here. I'm going to just level here for a little bit. Bring the strength down back to the smallest, just so you guys get an idea. I'm going to level with this top level number 10 and just push and hold. And as I push and hold, you see how it's very soft, and it's slowly changing. And again, my cursor, so my joystick's already annoying me. You can see it just kind of stretching a little bit. So we'll go ahead and up one side. So this is medium with the smallest strength. So it's smallest strength, but it's stretching farther because of the size of the cursor is bigger. And then we go to large, smallest strength. So I'm still at the weakest. You can see it's still slowly growing, but it's a huge cursor. So that's a huge difference. Now if I wanted to go back to at least a medium and go up to medium size, medium strength, and we're going to go, notice it moves a lot faster. The change is moving a lot faster, affecting a medium size distance. And of course now I'm going to do the large and wait, hold on. So large size but medium strength goes that far, and then large size, large strength, and we're actually going to come up here because it's going to do a huge change. Come up here and balance to, let's say, this one. So if I balance to this one, it will reduce the 1, 2, and 3, the last 3 contour lines, but it will also change everything around it. So anything below this line will come up to this line. But we're going to do that right here. And just a few seconds holding that, that's a massive. And I'm already down to 18,000. I just spent 18 to 20, yeah, 6,000. I just spent $6,000 on just a few land modifications. I'm not going to spend any more. That's a lot. I can always reset it and go back, but I'm not going to take all that time. Hey, we got some people needing power. And everything looks connected, so they are likely short of budget. Let's go increase the budget. We're at 90%. So when I get up to 90%, by the time I could go higher than 100. I don't like to push it past 100. By the time I get to 90, I try to tell myself, okay, self-reminder, make a note. You need to possibly consider a new power plant. So if I wanted to do a power plant now, and I've only got 17,000, I'm not going to be able to do much. But if I wanted to do a power plant now, I could come in here and see what I've got. The old coal power. I think the advanced coal power is one of my favorites, but it's Green City DLC. So it shows in the icon. I'm not going to build that. I'm going to suffer and struggle to make sure I stick to the vanilla. This is one of the vanilla plants. Later on we'll get oil, and that's also one of the vanilla. But when you're getting low on power and you want to add, it costs 19,000. I've got 17,000. I can get a loan, but if I go spend that right now, I'm not gonna. I do need power though. No, I don't. It went away. We increased the budget and it went away. So I could get it right now, but I want to fix my debt first. I want to make sure I'm not losing too much more money. So by fixing my debt, I'm looking at my. I'm gonna pause because the game is advancing. I wanted to show parks first. I think first I need to do, and this is me having to discipline myself, what I want to do, what I need to do. And this is what you guys got to do a lot. What do you want to do and what do you need to do? Or the question should be, what is it you want? What is it your city needs? You have to learn to balance that. And right now my city needs a really huge amount of industry. I could put generic industry, but I'm also thinking if I go look at, did I open up oil? No, I do not have oil yet. Open up oil at, oh, I need 5,000 people to open up oil. So I can't do oil. I think this is 2,600. So I might get this by the end of the video, but I'm not going to wait to build it. Since I can't do oil or we don't have a whole lot of forest. I could plant forest now with the new addition, but that's going to cost a whole lot of money. So I think we're just going to stick to farming. I got it backwards. Let's go farming and check farming. So I noticed earlier, and we'll go double check. Pull up your info. This is true on the PC as well, but I am on Xbox. So on PC, you have to look for the same icons. I don't really know the navigation on the PC interface. But you come down and look for this icon right here. It looks like a bunch of minerals. And the same icon in the corner of the window. And it shows you all the minerals. I think I showed you guys this window before, but we'll go over it more in this video. The farming possibilities are very weak here, but I can still get a few farms. I can build a small farming community. I think I'll put it right here. So if I'm going to build a farmland right here, fertile farmland, I'm going to bring up a road from right here. So let's go ahead and do that. And eventually I want to make this a highway. I'm thinking I want to make this a highway. From the highway itself, I'll do once I have control of that interchange, I'll upgrade the interchange. I'll show you guys how to build a highway interchange. And we'll come through here with the highway. That's why one reason why I like the large circle there, because when I do a highway, I'm going to need space for on-ramps, off-ramps, and stuff like that. So the large circle makes sure I know not to use any of that space. So once I come through here, that large circle will disappear, and I'll have just a regular road going straight through with no circle, and I'll have a highway overpass over it, and I'll have plenty of room to work with to build my on-ramps, off-ramps. So, but until then, I think I could still build to remind myself in the future that I want a highway. I'm going to go ahead and do a 2-lane highway. No, I don't have 2-lane highways. So we'll go do the 2-lane roadways that are one way. And we'll even make it industrial. Oh, nope, that comes with the Industries DLC. Can't do that. Oh, this is going to be really difficult to remind myself. If you guys ever catch me making a mistake on this video, particularly Las Palmas, if I ever make a mistake, and I've got a few other videos out, I started making some other stuff from Springdale and stuff like that. I'll do another build. I think I wanted to build something I've got a recent build of a boardwalk and a recent build of a it doesn't matter, a zoo, I think. So eventually I'll release those videos as well. But why I said that, I don't know. I forgot what my train of thought was. So I'll come in and I'll do 2-lane road with wide sidewalks. I do this if I'm in the middle of a neighborhood. I'm trying to help control traffic. I'll use 2-lane wide sidewalks. I'm not. So I'm going to come and do 2-lane 1-way road. This has less sidewalks. And I'm not going to do it off the center. I'm going to do it off here. Hopefully this won't be too much of a disaster. I know truck traffic will be going around the circle. This can probably be a disaster. I might do a bypass so the truck traffic don't go around the circle. Just do a bypass one way from. I don't know. I'll figure out that later. So do a curve. Come out here. I want it to be about a gap, and I'm not going to do it now. But eventually with my highways, I like something in the middle of the highway that has nothing to do with the highway. Sometimes it's a tram. I know the tram comes with the DLC, so I'm not going to do a tram. Maybe a bus lane. I think the bus lane comes with the regular vanilla. So if you guys don't have mass transit DLC like I do, and you want an express for a mass transit option without having the DLC, use the dedicated bus lanes where the only bus is allowed on the highway and put that in the middle of the opening. And I'll do that eventually. But for now, just going to stick to this. We're going to go straight. I don't think that looks... What am I missing? I think it was selected wrong. Not sure why it's off an angle, but I didn't really engineer the angle. So continue out, continue out, continue out. You know what? Oh, so all that about editing terrain earlier, and I could have just come and edited the terrain of my farmland, and I probably would have gotten the same amount of use out of that, and I didn't. So I spent more money there than I needed, but that's okay. It's not okay, but we'll play like it's okay, right? Let's go ahead and stretch all this out like this. Farmlands don't necessarily need to be level. Farms will grow to the terrain, but if you want the aesthetic of it, and any industry and any build, everything will build itself to the terrain, but half the time it looks tacky. So if you don't want it to look tacky, it's up to you to come in and adjust the terrain how you see fit. We're already down to 4,000. Holy smokes. And then what did I do? I just go spend more. I needed to finish it. 2,000. It's going to cost me a lot more than 2,000, I believe. I mean, I don't know. I could be guessing. So, take me 56,000 to pay this off. I'll get 20,000 now. It's not going to help me. The 60,000 loan is not in my reach at the moment. But what I mentioned last video and how I use loans to help pay off loans, say this was $18,000 left to get. And say I even had this out as well. Both loans were already spent. And I wanted one of them. And if this was $18,000 loan to pay off, and say this was $2,000 loan, I have $2,000 and change right now. I would go in, I would pay off the loan, so that would unlock the new loan with Silver Sunset Bank right away by paying it off early. So once you pay it off early, and you spend the $2,000 you have almost no money. Then you get the $20,000 loan. Now you have $20,000. You come down here, you pay off the $18,000 that's remaining on this. and then you take out the $60,000. So you would have minus 2,000 plus 20,000 minus 18. Oh no, yeah, minus 2,000 plus 20, then the 18,000 here. So you'd still have about 2,000, and then you would have 60,000. So you'd have $62,000 after you did all that. Just a tip for you guys, it's hard to catch at the right time. I'm sure eventually I'll be able to show that and demonstrate it. But if that made sense to you guys, again, go ahead and nod, and I won't say it, but yeah. Leave a comment down below if you do anything like that, if you've ever thought of that with the loans. Uh, my highest game, I've even unlocked Pyramid Capital doing the same thing. I'd pay off a small portion left on the Silver Sunset, and then I paid off a global and got that out, and then I paid off this, and suddenly I had like 250,000 or something like that. So it's a good trick if you're in need for a really large lump sum. But we'll go ahead and take the Silver Sunset, and I want to check my budget and double check that everything here is turned down to 50 that I don't need. For instance, industries. We're not even touching industry DLCs. I'm not going to use that. We don't have any unique buildings, so we don't need that. And of course, the money-wise are set to 0. But the moment you place a single building, it would suddenly have 100% of your budget, of the budgets for that building, would go to. So it would be a lot higher. So even though these are set 0, go ahead and fix these now. So that way, in the future, when you do place something that takes one of these budgets away, it's not taking 100%, it's taking 50% of the allocation. So, continuing to fix all these. Education will keep at, actually we'll grow that up to 70 since I'm on it. Make sure those kids are getting educated. The crime wave went down, so we're going to drop this back down to 80. Let's drop it down to 90. Hopefully we won't get another crime wave. If I get another crime wave by the end of this video, then we'll know it's because I dropped the budget. Dropped the fire budget. I could also add another one of those 2 buildings. And I think I might do that after I build the farm industry. The generic farm industry. We're going to upgrade the medical. Make sure my people are taken care of. Put it up to 75. I think everything else is looking good at the moment. Nope, really power where it's at. Roads where it's at. Come over to taxes. Keep those at 12. A lot of times I like to adjust these and play with them. I'm not going to right now. There's too few people in my city that it would really make any kind of a difference. I'll show later on. I don't think this video, but I might show later on messing with that. So come back in here and we're going to continue building what I was working on. And double check my time, make sure I'm not running over. So as I was doing earlier, I wanted to come straight like this. Trying to line it up just with my eyeball. The small piece of road that's in the middle of the circle, and that tells me how close to center line that is. And again, this will eventually be a highway in the future, I think. And of course I might change my mind in the future. And that's not as wide as I wanted it to be. But we'll fix all that later on when I get to there. So when I'm actually building the highways, and the highways are 3 or 4 tiles wide, 4-lane highways is what I like to use. 4-lane highway side by side. If I want a 2-tile gap in the middle like I've got right now, and these are 2-lane roads, I would need 6 tiles between the 2 nodes. And these are only 4-tile wide nodes. So this wouldn't work for my future highway setup, but it's a start, and we'll just stick with it. So we'll come back over to the 4-lane road. And the reason why I stopped there in the middle is because I didn't want it to fall off the terrain. So I'm going to use that instead. Come straight out. And again, this is generic DLC, or this is generic industry. With the regular DLC industry, there's a lot more that goes into building the industry zone. I don't have to worry about all that at the moment. Let's go see how much of that is on. Oh no, that's not what I want. On the, if I could go both sides, I'd go both sides of that. I think I will. I'm gonna remove the trees around. Actually, no. No, I'm not. I remember something I saw on a video one time. Somebody told me, and I'm not sure, I don't know how to confirm this. I don't want to confirm it and mess it up right now and have to reload the game in the middle of the video. But if you've got trees on farmland, if you remove the trees, apparently it removes the farmland permanently. Trees, you can reculture trees. You can't reculture a farmland. Is what somebody, I saw somebody on a video, and I'm not sure who said that. Whoever it was that said that on a video, thank you. If you're watching this, I definitely thank you for stopping by, stepping in, sticking around. Leave a comment below if that was you. But I can't remember exactly who said that. So at the moment, I can't give credit to proper due. But somebody else said that. It's not my knowledge. Come up here straight. So if you want an authentic look of a farmland, actually come in and use these dirt roads, which I would do that. Dirt roads off of the 4-lane kind of look weird, but whatever. I mean, I could put. I might do that instead. Hold on. Hold on. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of figuring it out as I go, but I know what I'm doing. Come on, get the node. There we go. So we're going to come. So I need 12. 12 for one section. So we'll go to 24. So 20. And I'll explain what I'm doing here in a minute. 23. Come on, move. Because of the sensitivity, I'm always soft there. 24. 24. And then from there, I'm going to do farm roads. And I could put the 4-lane main road is not going to have any farms on it. I'm going to put the farms on the farm roads. That's why I'm doing it so close. So after building just a few of those, I'm not going to get a whole lot done right now. Money's running out, but hopefully if I get this done before I'm out. So go ahead and place a zone. This is just a generic zone of any sort. Doesn't matter what it is. Don't worry about what it is at the moment. So just go ahead and place the zone. Just like I zoned the neighborhood and the industry earlier for generic industry. So once I've got Middle Park zoned, and I'm not going to keep Middle Park the name, but for now it would do. Halt. Nope. We go over here. Go to this, and you just select it. Notice the tractor icon popped up underneath Middle Park with all the other policies. So you can still come in, and you can adjust policies as you see fit. But now it's zoned for farming, and with generic farm industry, it's really only good for import and export. Not even import, just exporting. And it will automatically produce its goods and distribute those to the industry that needs it and distribute those to the commercial that needs it. You don't have any say on all that. If you want to make it a smart industry zone, I come in and what I do is I'll add Industry 4.0, which is somewhere down here. I think that's with the general. So I'll add Industry 4.0 somewhere down here at the bottom. That one. I can't do that until 7500. excuse me. You can add that to to regular industry zone as well, and it will improve, as it says, the new technologies after the nature of the industrial workforce. All industrial workplaces are for well and highly educated citizens. Increase production output by 50%. Reduces workplaces by 30%. Zoned industry, 30% per zoned industry. So only the industry that you put the zone on for 4.0. You don't want to put this on all your industry zones, because some of your industry zones need to be for the middle class workers, and then some of your industries are going to be for the higher educated workers. This is the one that's going to draw in the higher educated workers, and I believe this is available with vanilla. The rest of these are only available with DLC. There are some options there if you have them available to you. Go ahead and explore those on your own. But once this is placed, we really don't need to do anything else besides coming in and adding the workspaces. And I can go in if I wanted to, and I don't do it so much with. I'm gonna actually what I'm gonna do. Put a fire. I don't know if I have a way. Nope. I don't have a way. Well, they're going to be without fire coverage because I can't get a loan until that one loan comes down. Hopefully the profits go back up. Hopefully it won't take long, so I can't get fire coverage out here. That's going to be a problem. But, oh, power. I can expand the power from the power lines. No problem. I can get the water over here, no problem. I have just enough to cover that. The problem is I'm already at 100% or 110% power. So if I increase that now for Middle Park, I'm going to get close to 150% real soon. I need another power plant. That's what I was trying to avoid. So I'm going to go ahead and increase this to 100. Let's do 125 right now. And then unlock to play. You're going to want power here in a minute. Let's go ahead and get the power lines placed. I could just gone directly to the neighborhood, but this would keep it out of the way. Not that, I mean, they're not necessarily in the way, but they can be. So once that's... Now notice the bolt disappeared for this power line, partly because something's already building into it. I think it's because the zone was next to it. But now that that building starts next to it, I will show you it will extend the power across. So now that the power is extended across only a short distance, I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe this entire zone right here is covered. Oh, now it's definitely covered because a new building started and another new building. This entire zone will be covered. He is not out of power, even though there's a giant gap in between. The power will extend across the zone that's all connected as one. Now it's not going to go across the road, but if that makes any sense. Sometimes it doesn't even make sense to me. So the power won't necessarily jump across the road, although it, from one zone that's power will extend across the zone itself as long as the zone is all connected. The power will not jump across the road from the zone unless something else across the road within the blue stretch touches or builds. So something else builds inside here. I don't think I have anything in there. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's hard to explain without necessarily messing with too many pictures and drawing up picture graphs and all that type of stuff. Somebody else will figure out how to explain it better probably. Not trying to take the easy way out, but I guess I am. Go ahead and update to this. Go to snapping options, take this off. I want the main road to stay clear. And so now the zones on this side are actually going to be that road. And then we'll come in and we will Oh, we don't have water in the farm. Farms without irrigation. Only I would pull that off. Not that that's not anything to be proud of at the moment, but... They got water in the very end. Can't they share the water? I almost did that perfectly earlier, and I eyeballed it. I didn't even realize the water was there. Remember me and my water sticking with the roadway. We'll just do it right here. No. So if I go, hold on, try to think. If I add a road here, those in the middle, even though there's a slight gap without water, those should still be covered with water. Should be. This one maybe not, but we're going to come up the middle like this. Just like that. So these in the middle, yeah, they have water. They're not complaining. Fantastic. So what I was going to do here, me and my wanting water and roads, I'm going to break some houses here. I'm going to add a roadway here. People can get to work. Now, before I do that, I want to make sure trucks cannot come through Victoria Park. Can I ban traffic? Nope. Not yet. I need 5,000. Not today. Oh well, we'll do it anyway. Hopefully the trucks go this way. Oh, what was I going to do earlier? Yeah, that might be problematic. Alright, so let's go ahead and add an express that can get from the industry to that road right there. That'll only be temporary. And that will cut most of the traffic, and then coming out of the farm to the industry, they'll already have that stretch. Coming out of the highway, coming from the city into the industry might be an issue. Oh, I'm out of money. Can't do that. I'm out. So when you guys get low on money and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting, you can still add zones. I'm going to pause because I bet I have 300 and I think I want more piping down here, and I'm not sure how far I'm going to go. I'll stretch it from here as far as it'll go. As far as 396 sandbox. What do you call that? Anybody know what the currency is called in here? Sandbox. I would call it dollars because I'm American. But 220, 300, 390. So I get about 380 is probably the highest. Yeah, 400 is too high. 380 is the last of the money I have. So, even though I have no money left, oh, I should have put a road down here. If I had to put a road, I would have had all this over here. I could. Yeah, but it would have been a regular road. I don't know. And it might have been okay. But since I put this over here, we'll go ahead and come here, and we'll go ahead and say all of this side. Then we got to figure out where the water goes on this side so they don't complain. Almost the whole length. Almost. Oops. Let's stretch that. So all that will still have water. Oh, we got some water down here we can add. Or not add, but use. Now I believe, I hope, the power reaches far enough across the highway. If I'm wrong, I'm in trouble. We'll know in a minute. I am now negative. Once you get to a point where you're negative, I always just go and fast forward. So we're now on 3x speed. That money's going to fall really fast. I'm at 13% for low, and they're not even complaining. My people like me. Right. Will they like me now? See how long it takes for them to hate me. Do you hate me now? They're starting to hate me. What is this mayor doing to us? I'm trying to save you guys. Just work with me for a minute. So you push this as long as you can. Push it, push it, push it, push it. Push it. It's at 3x speed at the highest percentage possible. Push it as far as you can. Push it, push it. Push it. It'll go red. There's a few reds pop up. Yep. A few reds, few reds. Wait till the first one gives way. Every veteran watching this already knows what I'm doing. They're hanging in there. The longer they're willing to hang in, the more money you make. Be as cold-hearted as you can on this trick. There they go. Now they give it up. Oh my goodness. 5, 6, 8. Wait, hold on. How many give up? So you do this. You push as far as you can, as fast as you can. I've made 16,000. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 homes I've lost. Because I didn't react fast enough. I was clearing my timer that I just mentioned. So you push as far as you can, make as much money as you can, then you come back in here and collect all the taxes. I'll give him a break for a minute, put it down to 10. No, I'm sorry, come back, nobody leave. And then we're going to slow back everything back down to normal. And then when you want to deal with these abandoned buildings, they're dropping your land value. Do not leave them there. Somebody on a comment I saw on Discord was like, do we leave abandoned buildings alone? No, do not leave them alone. Unless, wait, I'm going to demonstrate, hold on. Unless you're going for this right here. The telescope, which I don't know if I can show right now. I can't show it. It's in the one that I can't get to right now. It's to the right of the monuments. It's to the right of the monuments. It's a telescope. And the requirement for the telescope is of having 1,000 banded buildings. You have to reach 1,000 banded buildings at one time. Not over the course of a game or whatever. You can't just be deleting the banded buildings. It won't count them. You have to have 1,000 at one given time. So I did that on one of my games, and I'm still recovering. Finally, I just barely got back to the 18,000 population. But from 18,000 population, when I had 1,000 buildings banded, everything was high taxes. No answers, no complaints were being solved. Crime rate was low. Everything. I did everything I could to make those abandoned buildings skyrocket as quickly as I could. So when you do that, you don't want to destroy them. But when you want to destroy them, you don't want, because you don't want them leaving there, go to the bulldozer queue, and just as I'm doing, put the destruction option on. Only destroy the abandoned buildings. That's it. Notice all the little green happy faces. They're happy I'm destroying what the eyesores that are surrounding. So you do that because it helps increase your land value. Because it's not like it's adding anything to the land value already. It's preventing the land value from dropping, because your land value will drop because of that. So just be careful with that. Meanwhile, I had a building on fire over here. I don't know what was going on. Looks like it's been taken care of. We have the fire station here. Luckily, it wasn't a loss power plant. Where's my power plant? Oh, it's up there. It was in a different spot than what I thought it was. I don't think I have enough for a new power plant though, because I'm edging on the edge of. I don't know if it makes sense. I need 5,000 more. 5,000. Excuse me. Or 3,000. I pay off this loan and get a new loan, and then I can get it. That's a plan. That's a plan. But not like that. So we come back in. So we could do the same thing. We could tax gouge. I call it tax gouging. Tax gouge the commercial, which isn't a lot. There's not a whole lot of commercial. But we can tax gouge the commercial, and hopefully there's enough commercial there that I can. I'm losing too much. I'm losing 2,000 is not making much of a play. The commercial district isn't very big. I don't have a whole lot of commercial going on right now. No shopping centers or anything like that. So leave that at 13. And come try the same thing with the industry. Hopefully, because the industry is really your money maker. Okay, the debt's going down. The debt's going down. They're complaining. Oh no! Let's see how high this goes. Before again, I don't want to lose too much of the industries. And then go back to slow. And almost got 19,000, not quite, but we can pay off this bad boy, because as time went on, the debt dropped. So we'll go ahead and pay that off. Still got a few money left over, so then we're going to take the 20,000 loan out, and we have 23,000. So with that 23,000, we come in here, plop a new plant in, because we don't want to run out of power. And we are expanding, and then I'm going to drop my budget, so that way I can better afford the power plant. I like to try and keep my power plants together, unless I change topography somewhere. Another map I'm doing. What can't I do? Oh, because I got abandoned buildings locked up. So come in here. That's a nice looking warehouse that just got destroyed because I want another power plant. Put this bad boy right there. We now have 4,000 change. Keep it on slow. So we'll come back in, and this will help a little bit. Power's at 125. We could drop that back down to 100. Let's go 80 and see what happens. Double power plants, go 80%. Come in here, we look at the power utility tool. Keep in mind, somebody asked about this before on Discord. That is your overall power output. Now look in the background, I see two different power plants, but I also see a wind turbine, and we haven't even looked at this one over here. So 2 power plants plus 2 wind turbines, I am producing 58 megawatts. That doesn't mean that's 58 megawatts for the entire city. That's 58 megawatts for the entire city. That doesn't mean it's 58 megawatts available for Victoria Park, Lilac Square, Middle Park. If you wanted to figure out what's available for those, you could go look at, I'll demonstrate real quick. Both of these are probably putting off 5, 6 at most, I'm assuming. 5 megawatts here, and then we'll double check. I'm assuming that's going to be 5 over here. Could be 6. 3 megawatts. 5 and 3, so minus 8. I'm producing 56 minus 8 would be 48 megawatts for the rest of that city. And you can also come in and double check if you inspect either power plant. So 26 megawatts. So 26 times 2 is 52. Yes. So 52 megawatts from those two. So where the difference in numbers come from, I'm not quite sure. But I wanted to point that out so people understood. Well, I've got plenty. So let's go back to that info screen. You're looking at it and it says, oh, it's in the green. It's in the green of the overall average power output. It's not in the green just because of the 3 city squares that I have. So keep that in mind. You guys need to be aware when you're adjusting your power budget, you're adjusting all of it. When you're adjusting your water budget, you're adjusting all of it. You've got multiple water intakes, multiple water outputs. That's all of it. If you've got multiple landfills, like me on multiple islands, I'll have each island have its own landfill, as well as its own recycling plant, if you have that available to you. Its own incinerator, if you decide to use those. It's their own, ignore that. It's their own, the entire budget of the entire city with everything included is what you got put here. So don't think, oh, I've increased the budget, it should handle it. It's going to also increase for all of it, and that budget's being dispersed evenly among all of it. So again, back to power, we could come to here, drop that down to 75 from 80, and watch for another minute, make sure, check that. That will probably drop to 54, 52 right now, consuming 39. So if I decide to grow right now, I'm going to hit that 52 fairly easily. Maybe, but so we'll come back in. We'll go put that back to 80 and we'll leave it there. So I just like to find my bottom line, and that's why I do that. When I add new power plants, I like to figure out where my bottom line is and then add to it a little bit. Now that we've got industry, we've got a huge demand for more housing, so let's go quickly try to grow a new neighborhood. I'll go ahead and fast forward through this real quick. I won't necessarily talk about much of building neighborhoods you've already known, but go ahead and fast forward through this, and then we'll talk about it here in a minute. Well, I can't do much, so I'm just gonna wait it out. I'm not gonna be able to cover much more. This video takes much longer. I'll go ahead and fast forward again. Again? Yep. I need my money. Money, money, money. Show me the money. Comment down below if you know what movie that's from. think I pushed my limits there, didn't I? Oops! Come back! Come back, please! I was kidding. I was just kidding. I dropped it down here. It's like 8% right now. Oh wait, let's go look at that loan. See, not quite. Wow. Alright, clean that up. I'll increase my neighborhood, and then we'll see what else I need to cover. Oh well, I'm doing what I can. So I'm going to do a catty corner intersection. If that made any sense, go ahead and nod at me. Ha ha! Just kidding. So that took a lot of money. Anytime you build something and it's not used yet, you can get a refund back. Once it's being used, I don't think you get a refund back. So I have noticed refunds come back from destroying roads, and sometimes destroying roads doesn't give you a refund. And I think the reason why is whether or not it's been used. I think if I can add another 1,000, another 100 or so homes, I can increase my population 1,000. That's what my hope is right now. We'll leave that rock where it is. I want to build around it. So I think it would look cool. I don't know if I get a build around it today. Just because of time. I've already taken up too much with that industry and the power problems. You're using the last of your money, hoping to grow some more after it. Try to take care at least of the infrastructure stuff that's going to require money. Power will cross the intersection. Should I got homes on the opposite side, so it should be fine. Water would be the issue. To the edge, right? Okay, good. So when you're crunching pennies like this, only go far enough to cover the neighborhood you cover. So you figure out the neighborhood width or the length of this road. We want that blue just past the tip of the road. Alright, well, let's fill all that in. And I'm not even worried about driveways or none of that right now. I'm just going to fill it all in. Whatever happens, happens. I'll probably delete all that later on. I can still get the other side of that main street too. I don't like putting houses on the main road like that, but it's not much of a main road right now, so they're not moving in yet, only because the other neighborhood's got a lot of vacancies that I destroyed from the abandoned houses. So again, it's just going to take a while for them to build up. Put taxes back at 11% for now. They should be okay with that. While we're waiting for that to recover, what else do we need to cover with Tiny Town? I showed you landscaping a little bit. I wanted to give you guys some park routes, park trails. I wanted to show you guys some walls and park trails. Currently negative 2,000. If that recovers a little bit. Currently at 1,500. I was at 2,500 population earlier, but all those abandoned houses and just the surge of people leaving, I dropped to 1,500. So if I get back up to 2,000 at least, I should help my money a little bit. But my money is going to look bad for a minute, so just ignore that for a while. Let's go ahead and look, see what else is possible. So I could show what trails I would have done, but it's not going to do much. Leisure. Leisure helps. If I had money, again, play some leisure down. These parking lots help if you've got anything that requires a lot of people. A good spot for this parking lot would have been like right next to the high school. If you put parks down in elementary schools, put a little tiny parking lot. If you put police stations down, not anybody's going to visit a police station very often, but sometimes it makes it useful. If you've got a lot of commercial businesses, put a parking lot. If you see a lot of street parking, there's a street parking. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll destroy one or two of these houses, put a park in the middle, and then put a parking lot right next to the park. And then you'll see that parking lot fill up and then kind of loosens up the street parking a little bit. I would have definitely liked to show you guys some trails in between those. But a lot of the empty space that doesn't have the housing, I would have put a trail between. There's a new, if you're on Xbox like I am, you go to the mod marketplace on the main menu screen of the Xbox. You can download assets, only assets for Xbox users. Quickly breaking in just to show, after you select that mod browser, as you see at the top of this current screen, it shows mod browser. You go through and you select a few different assets that you want, different buildings and structures, vehicles, etc. from that menu. And then you go through and you actually have to select them pressing A. As you can see here, most of them are already selected. They show uninstall. But once you do that, you have to go to another third step in the actual game once you start a map, and I'll show that here in a moment. I just wanted to make sure I explain this when I had the chance. Starting new game or loading a map that currently exists. Once you load it and you choose mod enabler as shown, you come through here and you select the different ones that you've already chosen these from previous the mod browser from the main menu. You're now in the selection mod enabler. So first you have to choose them from the browser, then you have to enable them from this enabler, and this is per map itself. So notice that none of these are pre-selected, so I'm going through and I'll select a few like the Bantam Football Park here. I hit A, so now it's considered enabled. So these are all installed, but until you select these per map, none of them are enabled. So now I'm going to go through and you can see all the different options I have. I'm just going through showing you the exact pool because all this was came off the idea of the pool. So as I'm looking through, looking for the pool, the rest of these are not available. There's two pools right there. You see relaxation pool number 2 and then relaxation pool number 1. So you go through and you select them, and once I get the cursor on them, so notice it shows enable, push A, and then it says disable. If you want to remove it from the map, again push A. So then once that is done, then you actually get into the game. So once you're in the game, you're showing that you go through and you select it, and they're not all in the same exact menu as you see this one now. This is Parks and Recreation, so it's going to be in the Leisure tab. You come find the pool. Notice I've got money, but this is in Las Palmas, continuing shortly after. I don't actually even save this. I just come in to record it. But you come in and notice it doesn't require an arrow. It doesn't have any kind of an arrow. It doesn't require a road. You can drop it anywhere. So I'm just pointing out that it's available for where and how to drop it. That break-in was done after this video was actually recorded. I'd gone back in and recorded that. As I mentioned during that break-in, I didn't even save during that. So you're not going to see it here in the moment. I was going through and looking for it. I was trying to explain why I couldn't find it, but I wasn't sure why until after I finished this part of the recording. But I'll explain here in a moment that you don't need any attachment for that particular pool, and that's why all that started. So anyway, it doesn't require, it's a freestanding structure you can add. So it doesn't require an attachment to a road or even a trail. So a lot of times I'll take that community pool. It's I think a 2x4 or 3x4 tile structure, and I'll come in and I'll put it in the middle of gaps like that one's too small, but this gap right there I could probably fit a community pool, and then I'll add trails to it from all directions, and it acts like a park. I think with 100 entertainment, I could put a community pool here. Again, it doesn't require an attachment to a road, so you could drop it anywhere freestanding. Might even put a community pool here. But assets like that, and then there's all kinds of buildings and stuff like that. So there's a lot of useful stuff there. I'm surprised nobody's moved in over here yet. I don't know what's going on. These houses haven't all filled up yet, so I don't know. Too far away. Oh, we got one. We got one. Yes. It's a tiny house. I knew there was going to be a few. The High residence. You're in a tiny house and your last name is High. Did you really have to go there? I mean, you could have like moved into this building right here or something. Is this building full? No. Yes. 3 households. Parks would be great right now. Oh my gosh! Ignore all that. So I just got a lot of money from a bailout because I was going in bankruptcy. The game offers you a chance to save yourself, and it turns off achievements, but I still have milestones. So I still have all these milestones to unlock. I just don't have achievements that I can. So I went into debt only because I built too much, but it's hard to budget, build, and effort and stuff like that when you're crunching time on a recording. But now that I have that, I think I could squeeze a little bit more in. Remind myself, tiny town, trails. So leisure, let's go add leisure, okay. I was just talking about leisure too, that's funny. That's really funny that that popped up. So all this leisure is available with peer stuff. I think that comes with parks? No. Some of this might actually come with a vanilla. I'm not sure. Basketball court, volleyball court. These are youthful. Plop these down somewhere in the middle. Try to reduce as many houses as you can, as few as possible. Or destroy as few as possible. I'll put a school over here. A lot of times I like to put the park stuff near a school. There is this gap right here that's not anywhere else. It's going to grab two. What about up here? What about right here? Over here? Anything? Nothing? Everything? That's what it's telling me, everything. Let's put it right here. Sorry guys. There's spaces around, you can go find a place to live. So I'll put that there, and then like I was saying earlier, I'll add a parking lot next to it. It will help parking in my area. So we got a basketball court, and we'll put a tennis court down. Maybe we'll put a tennis court, maybe something else. A lot of times this sports hall and gymnasium I like to put next to the high school. I find it very useful next to the high school. Kind of makes sense because the high school gets their own gym kind of deal. And then the community come over to the gym as well. That's the community pool that comes with the green DLCs, but there's actually another community pool I've been talking about earlier that has no attachment. This community pool you have to attach. For some reason I can't find it, so I'm assuming I didn't include it to be downloaded. Some of this stuff comes with the DLC. Dog park is usually useful. Just make sure you put it in an area that actually allows pets. If you use the policy to ban pets because you're trying to keep trash reduced, then don't put the dog park because pets aren't allowed. So it'd be useless. But if you're allowing pets, put the dog park and it will actually help reduce the trash from the dog waste. They would prefer to use the dog park in that area. I believe that's my assumption. I know that allowing pets increases waste use, so requires more trash can use, therefore requires more garbage trucks. I think the dog park helps alleviate that if you have pets in the area. Oh yeah, they love that. And then a lot of times I'll try to put at least one playground. I already put a basketball court next to the elementary, but I'll try to put a playground somewhat close to the elementary. Like maybe in the opposite direction. I got a basketball court one direction, I'll put a playground over here in this other direction. So I put it right there. Scoot it over just a little, see if it'll fit. It'll fit. Now it's going to destroy the house behind it. Oh well. And I'm down to 20,000. This is from the $50,000 loan plus the 8,000 debt I had plus whatever I just spent. Thanks for your business. Gotta go. Should hopefully wrap this up here shortly. Hopefully I covered everything in the milestones. I know it looked like I was kind of short on a few things. Right now I'm trying to increase. I'm going to make a little business complex here, and then I was going to put something within the business if I have enough. Hopefully I can squeeze this in the money I have left. The fact I got that bailout, I can go into debt now from now on, and it will never hurt. I mean, I can't do anything with no negative money, but when you accept the bailout, you can continue to go into debt, and you can recover from debt. You just can't do any achievements anymore. You can still do the milestones, but the city will last forever with the bailout. It's just, it, I don't know. Because I've done it once before, and show you guys how to build a small shopping plaza. You guys get a little bonus here. I've seen this on a video recently. Not sure who did it. Thank you very much for making it. If I think about it when I'm editing a video and I figure out who I got this idea from, I will put his name on the screen. It already popped up as I said it. So as we continue and conclude this video with City Skylines, thanks again for stopping by, stepping in, sticking around. This is just simply showcasing all the different cities I've been doing, and just kind of a reminder that it's an all-around city building game. I really enjoy this game that I've been playing, and I've got multiple cities as you can see here, and I have since, besides the DLC that I purchased, I've since downloaded the remastered version. So stick around, follow, and like for more content. There will be more in the future.
Thank you, Jesus, for your mercy and grace upon my life. I pray all those who see this reach out to you one day. Thank you to the game developers of these games and more for the products you make. Keep up the good work. Last but certainly not least, thank you to all my fans, friends, and followers for stepping in, sticking around, and checking out these games with me. God bless.